27th, the big day has come. It's the finals of the 1982 Argentine Open. We have Colonel Suarez once again in the finals, lining up with Luis Lalor at number 1, rated 7 goals. At number 2, Alberto Pedro Heggie, 10 goals. At number 3, Alfredo Harriet, 10 goals. And at 4, Celestino Guerros. At 9, a 36-goal team, the Colonel Suarez foursome. With Hector Cacho Merlos at 1, rated 8 goals. Gaston Dorniak at 2, 9 goals. Guillermo Memo Gracida at 3, 9 goals. And Francisco Dorniak, 4, 9 goals. A 35-goal team. Dorniak, his lovely wife Angelica, and his son Gaston Jr. And Gaston, are you ready for the game?
Ready.
What do you think today?
Yes.
To play very good and...
You want to start again? Want to go back? See. Okay. Do you think that today is your day, just like in 1973, to win?
Yes.
Sí crees que vas a ganar.
Es posible. The team is okay. Así que es posible ganar.
To win.
To win.
Very good. What year?
Yes. Bueno, nosotros jugamos en el 1973, la última final que ganamos, y después tuvimos unos problemas para organizar de vuelta el team, y ahora creo que estamos en condiciones para, no sé de ganar, pero creo que estamos más cerca que nunca en los últimos años. El Memo está jugando muy bien, creo que aunque pierda merece el 10 de handicap en Argentina, y el partido va a salir, espero un partido muy bueno, para que ustedes, los extranjeros, se lleven otra vez una impresión de lo que es el polo bueno en Buenos Aires.
Just more or less, you know.
He said, I think to play very good, and Memo play in this moment the best, and he think to give the 10 goals because
Playing that well.
he's played very well all the parties.
Right.
All the
And for Memo, he played in the finals of the American Open, and he won. So maybe he'll bring the same luck.
Okay.
Yes.
Mucho suerte.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Buena suerte.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
55 minutes to game time. We're looking at Frankie Dorniak and Gaston Dorniak, and everybody is really excited about this. A very, very big day. Of course, any day to play against Colonel Suarez is a great honor. Palenque, or the picket line for the Santana team. A lot of activity here. A lot of tension, but yet some very, very happy people. As we said earlier, it's Santana, in some senses, could be considered the underdog or the under team, and nobody here seems to feel that way. They're very happy and really confident that Santana is going to pull it out. 5 or 6 weeks ago, the last time I saw you in the finals of an Open, you won it. What do you think about today?
Well, I think I'm very happy for being in that situation, and hopefully we can repeat the performance we did in the Open in San Antonio, and have a good game here. I think the team is in very good shape, the horses are in very good shape, and I think for the first time, or for one of the few times, Santana is, I think, is the favorite on this. I think at least that's the way I feel.
All right, well, in 1973, Santana won it with Cacho, Frankie, Gaston, and Danielle. So you're taking Danielle's place sort of today.
Well, yes, few years later, you know, but I think we have a very good, everybody plays their own positions, and especially the horses. The horse is the main thing in this game, and I think we're very well mounted. And we just have to keep a very organized and a very cool head and feet, you know, as they say.
Right. Well, good luck today.
Thank you very much.
At Palermo, the players park outside, and the whole family walks over. We see Celestino Garros with his wife and children carrying his mallets and helmet. Just a moment ago, Celestino reached down and picked up a little bit of grass and dug his heel in the ground, just checking out the turf. Okay. Well, Celestino, you're back in the finals again. You feel ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
What do you think about Santana?
Well, I think they're going very well, and it's a good team. And always it's difficult to beat them.
So you're looking for 3 in a row right now?
We are trying.
Okay. Something else? The horses for your team, they're all in good shape?
Well, I hope they are. We are trying to put the horses for this game. And
You haven't had any problems? You haven't lost any horses due to injuries or anything?
oh, I have all my ponies, and I think we are quite well.
Well, good. Well, good
Okay.
luck today.
Thank you.
Now he's talking with his head gaucho, Pachula, possibly telling him how he'll want to play the horses and what spare ponies he might want on the line.
Hello, how are you?
Okay. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Yes. The team looks good?
Yes, I think so. I'm
good.
sorry, but my English is very bad, but...
No, you're doing very well.
No.
Colonel Suarez has won the Open 22 out of the last 25 years.
Yes.
You think they can do 23
More or
out
less.
of 26?
I hope so. I hope so.
And for you, you've played in the Open since 1967?
1967, the first time, yes.
And the first time you
played
played?
the back for the first time in Coronel Suarez in 1967.
So from your first attempt till now, you've won almost every single time. So you're going to keep it up?
Thank
Okay.
you.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Field. Looking now at the Colonel Suarez team. Luis Lalor, Alberto Pedro Hagee, Alfredo Harriet, and Celestino Garros. A 36-goal Colonel Suarez team. And now looking to the Santana team. Cacho Merlos, Gaston Doniac, Memo Gracida, and Frankie Doniac, a 35-goal team. Being escorted out by the umpires. Coming to midfield, tension is sure building here at Palermo. Across the field, we can hear them calling out for their teams. Santana, Suarez, they've got banners, they've got horns, drums. What a crowd, what a turnout. Listen to this crowd. What a crowd here at Palermo. I don't think there's an empty seat. I don't think there's an empty seat in the house today. Capacity here is about 40,000. I bet you they've got all of that and maybe more. Now, Santana in the blue and white. Colonel Suarez in the red and blue. Both teams coming to greet the crowd. This crowd is ever anticipating a great final, a 1982 final. They're lining up at midfield. Last minute instructions from the umpires. A 1982 Argentine Open. We hear the bell, waiting for the band to leave the field, and we expect quite a match. Santana in the blue and white jerseys, Colonel Suarez in the famous red and blue. Colonel Suarez, winner of the Argentine Open, 22 of the last 25 years. All right, the ball's in play. It's all the way through the lineup. Memo Gracida coming in. Gracida hits the first ball of the finals. Gracida up to Gaston Dorniak. Dorniak takes it on the bounce. Cacho Merlos moving in with Celestino Garros. Garros defending nicely. Celestino's shot picked up now by Alberto Pedro Heggie, and we hear the first whistle of the game. Drop down. First penalty of the game early in the chukker. And the ball is placed for a penalty three, a 40-yard undefended shot at goal to be taken by Memo Gracida for Santana. We stated earlier that Suarez has won the Open 22 of the last 25 times. 2 of the 3 times that they did not win was won by the Santana team. All right, Memo Gracida coming in now for the first penalty shot of the game from 40 yards out, a penalty three. Memo raises the mallet, it's high, and it's through for the score. So the first score of the day going to Santana in the first 20 seconds of the match. Santana coming out with Memo Gracida on a penalty three. Players coming back to midfield. We'll have Santana going to the scoreboard this time, and Suarez to the avenue. Here comes Frankie Dorniak to meet the ball. Up to brother Gaston. Gaston takes it on the near side. He's hooked nicely by Lalor. But a pickup now by Cacho Merlos. Merlos sending it on down. He's got Gaston Dorniak moving on in. Dorniak with Celestino Garros. They hook mallets. Here comes Cacho Merlos. A short centering play. Alfredo Harriet can't get back to the line, but Alberto Pedro Heggie turns it around. Heggie coming in for the line. It's Alberto Pedro Heggie getting away from Memo Gracida. Heggie down in the corner now. Heggie, the ball slips past his mallet. Heggie coming in. Gracida jumps on the line, but it's Heggie still with the play. Heggie coming down. He's bumped hard by Cacho Merlos. Merlos backs it up towards that goal. Memo Gracida taking it around now. Gracida having to go around the umpire. Uh-oh, the ball's hopped over stick, but what a pickup by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet turns that ball up the field nicely. Luis Lalor on the near side, getting past Cacho Merlos. Memo Gracida moving in. It's Alberto Pedro Heggie to pick up the play. Heggie bumped hard by Gracida. Here comes Alfredo Harriet. Harriet sends that ball down beautifully, a bouncing ball along the sideboards. Alfredo Harriet coming in once again. Alfredo Harriet moves that ball down to the goal. Cacho Merlos coming in now to defend. Cacho, a short back shot, nicely played. Up to his number 4, Frankie Dorniak. Dorniak bumped hard by Luis Lalor, and Lalor backs it to goal. Cacho Merlos finding himself on the defense once again. Turns that ball down the corner. Cacho called off the play by Memo Gracida. Gracida tries to pass to Dorniak, but it's picked up now by Alberto Heggie. Heggie right in front of goal. Heggie shot, it's right down there. It's wide and behind the goalpost. So Suarez, first attack on goal, and it's just a little bit wide. Frankie Dorniak behind the back line for the knock-in. Frankie Dorniak. Powerful shot by Frankie up the field. Gaston Dorniak moving in. Here comes Gaston. What a pickup now as Celestino Garros turns it back beautifully for Suarez. Celestino up to Luis Lalor. Lalor bumped hard by Frankie Dorniak, and it's a back shot now by Memo Gracida. Cacho Merlos turns on that line. Cacho bumped hard. He's ridden. He's hurt. He's down. He's off the pony. Cacho Merlos on the ground. He went for that play. He was ridden into by Alfredo Harriet. He looks like he's a little shaken up, but let's see what we've got. He's got his helmet off now. He's doubling over. It looked like when he went for that play, Alfredo coming down and rode his pony into the leg of Cacho Merlos. So Cacho now putting his helmet back on, and I think he's all right. Cacho Merlos, Hector Cacho Merlos, the number 1 for the Santana team, back on his pony. All right, we're going to have a bowl in now. No, they're dropping the ball down for a penalty 5 in favor of Santana. So apparently, Cacho Merlos was on the line. Alfredo Harriet coming in and hitting him at a approximate right angle. The ball is placed down for a penalty 5 to be taken by Francisco Dorniak, the number 4 on the Santana team. Frankie Dorniak, what a powerful shot. Frankie up to brother Gaston. Gaston takes it on the bounce. He's got a man in his hip. It's Alfredo Harriet, but Gaston moving it up now to Cacho Merlos. Merlos ridden off. Merlos tries the backhander. Alfredo Harriet defending. Harriet over to Alberto Heggie. Heggie, the ball hops over stick. Here comes Cacho Merlos. There's the whistle right down in front of that Santana goal. The ball is placed down for a penalty 2. They've elected to take it from the 30-yard mark. It's Memo Gracida to take the penalty 2 from 30 yards out. Memo, it's high and it's through. Santana 2. 2 open goal penalty shots by Memo Gracida, putting Santana up 2-0 in the first chukker. We've got about 4 minutes remaining in the chukker, and players coming back to midfield for the bowl-in. All right, the ball's in. It's all the way through the lineup. It's taken now by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet shot, intercepted here by Memo Gracida. Gracida steals it away from Alfredo Harriet. Gracida moving it on downfield. Gracida moving in with another shot. Memo Gracida, Celestino Garros on the defense. What a nice defensive play by Celestino. Setting up his number 2, Alberto Heggie. Heggie taking the line. Heggie letting that pony stretch out now. It's Alberto Heggie. It's coming up to the middle. He's hooked in the play by Cacho Merlos. Memo Gracida moving in for the backhander. Memo turns it around right to his number 2, Gaston Dorniak. Dorniak picking it up on that little black mare. Here comes Celestino Garros. It's Gaston to fire a shot towards that goal. Gaston shot going a little wide. Cacho Merlos racing in. Celestino getting there first. Celestino watches that ball roll over the back line and out of play. So, Celestino Garros will take his first knock into the game. Celestino, the number 4, ready at 9 goals. He taps it off the line. Now puts the wood on it. A nice drive up the field. Alberto Heggie moving in with Memo Gracida. They bump hard. It's kicked by the pony, and it's backed up now by Cacho Merlos. Merlos setting up Gaston Dorniak. Celestino Garros coming on the defense. Garros' shot, a nice drive. Alfredo Harriet coming into the sideboards. Alfredo Harriet necks that ball on down beautifully. Memo Gracida takes the inside. Alberto Heggie coming to the ball. He's hooked on that play now by Memo Gracida. As Cacho Merlos called off the play now by Memo Gracida. Memo sends that ball downfield. Memo Gracida, the number 3. He checks, he sets his pony, he dribbles over to the middle of the ground. Here comes Memo Gracida. Gracida's shot across the ground. He miscued a little bit. Luis Laloa now picking up the play. Lucito Lalor, look at that pony stretch out. Lalor is out in front for Suarez. He gets onto that ball a little bit too much. He can't get back. Frankie Dorniak coming into the line. Frankie Dorniak turns it back. Cacho Merlos coming on the line. Here comes Cacho Merlos. Alfredo Harriet backs that ball, but we do hear the umpire's whistle. Celestino Garros to take this penalty 5 from midfield. Celestino dribbling. Cacho Merlos coming over to challenge, but Celestino gets that ball past him right to Alfredo. What a pickup on the bounce. Alfredo Harriet sends it on down towards goal, but Memo Gracida's there in the defense. Gracida, he couldn't get on it. Here comes Alberto Pedro Heggie. Heggie pouncing on that mistake and driving it through for the goal. So Alberto Pedro Heggie scoring the first goal of the game from the field, and the first Suarez goal. The score now, 2 for Santana, 1 for Colonel Suarez. The finals of the 1982 Argentine Open. The ball back in play. Who's going to get it first? It's Frankie Dorniak coming out with the ball. Francisco Dorniak, the number 4. Frankie Dorniak dribbling that ball down. Oh, he can't get back, and it's Alfredo Harriet with a short backhander. Memo Gracida coming in now. It's Alberto Heggie. Heggie's drive off the pony Gracida. Frankie Dorniak finds the ball, fires it down towards goal. A little bit behind of his number 1. Alfredo Harriet coming in on the defense. Alfredo takes that ball down in the corner, down in the neutral territory, but it hops the boards and over and out of play. Down in that rounded corner. So we'll have a bowl-in right near the back line by our umpire. Santana going the short way. Suarez along. Umpire's whistle stops the clock now with 30 seconds left in chukker number 1. All right, the ball's in play. Who's going to get it first? It looks like Alfredo Harriet dueling now with Gaston Dorniak. Dorniak putting a pass down to Cacho Merlos. Merlos knocks it out of the air, but here comes Hagee. Hagee hooked on that play by Memo Gracida. It's picked up now by Luis Lalor. Lalor putting it downfield for Hagee. Alberto Pedro Hagee. A short bouncing play. It's backed up now by Cacho Merlos. Merlos, a nice drive. Memo Gracida moving in. It drops behind the player. Memo fires towards goal. Memo Gracida. Memo Gracida. So, Memo Gracida ending the chukker with another score. His third of the game, all three for Santana. Memo Gracida making the tally now 3-1. Second chukker. Looking back over some of the statistics for the Argentine Open. Meadowbrook team from the United States won the Argentine Open in 1932, exactly 50 years ago. 50 years ago, Meadowbrook with Mike Phipps, Elmer Bosque, Winston Guest, and Billy Post in 1932. All right, the ball's back in. We're back to 1982. It's Luis Lalor with a short next shot. Lalor moving in. Gaston Dorniak, what a bump, what a ride-off, and we had a whistle. As Dorniak trying to come in for the line, couldn't get there exactly straight, and he's looking over and saying something to Luis Lalor, but the umpire's right on top of that play and moving the ball down for a penalty in favor of Colonel Suarez. Place down for a penalty for the score. 3 for Santana, 1 for Colonel Suarez. Alfredo Harriet teeing the ball up for the penalty for from 60 yards out. Alfredo Harriet, 10 goals, the number 3. We spoke to him before the game. He played his first Open in 1967. He's been on a winning team every time except for 3 times. All right, what a shot by Alfredo, and Alfredo converting on a penalty 4. So the score moves 3-2 now on Alfredo Harriet's penalty 4 conversion. Correction on that. Alfredo Harriet on winning teams since 1967 except twice, and the 2 times they were beaten were by Santana. All right, it's Frankie Dorniak, and we've got a whistle. Umpire's whistle, stopping the play right at midfield. For penalty 5, it'll be Celestino Garros from midfield. Celestino, the number 4, strong hitter, very conservative defensive player. Uh-oh, what's happened here? He's miscued. Cacho Merlos tries to pick it up. He's called off now by Gaston Dorniak. But wait, we had another whistle on that play. And let's see what the umpires decide here. Referee in the stands. Foul has been declared on the play. It's dropped down for penalty 4. It'll be Memo Gracida riding Banana Boat. Memo Gracida to take this penalty 4 from 60 yards out. Nice even approach. A high lofted shot. What's it gonna be? It's a score! Memo Gracida scoring his 4th goal of the game. This one on a penalty 4. So Memo Gracida, 3 penalty shots in favor of Santana, and he's converted them all. The score now 4-2 as the umpires put that ball back into play. It's all the way through the lineup. Alfredo Harriet finds the ball first. Alfredo, a nice pass over to Alberto Hagee. Memo Gracida cuts it back with a short shot. Hagee picking it up, driving it nicely down towards that goal. A long drive. Memo Gracida racing back on the defense. Gracida sets his pony, tails that ball over. Gracida's shot up to his number 1, Cacho Merlos, but it's kicked by the pony, and I think we've had another whistle. In the chukker. The score, 4 for Santana and 2 for Colonel Suarez. Penalty 4. Alfredo Harriet converted his last penalty 4. He's got his pony just in a nice even rhythm. Same pony he converted on the last time, shooting for the same goal. Alfredo Harriet, a rising ball. It's going. It's right in the goal mouth. Alberto Hagee gets him out on it now. It's picked up by Lalor. Memo Garcia takes it out of danger. Garcia's shot right down along the back line. They defended that shot. It's Luis Lalor coming in now on the backhander. Luis Lalor right towards that goal, but it's intercepted here by Memo Garcia. Cacho Merlos picking it up on the offside. Cacho Merlos driving it past Celestino Garros. Garros racing in on the defense. Garros getting to the ball first. Celestino Garros, a high lofted shot on the near side. Alberto Hagee coming to the line. Wait, we've got a whistle. Oh, we've got a player down. We've got a player down. We didn't even see it. Gaston Dorniac is lying still right next to that goalpost. Uh-oh, this doesn't look good. Gaston Dorniac, he hasn't moved a muscle. We didn't even see that play. Looks like they're giving him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation now. I don't know. It's caught him out in the face, they say. We're waiting to find out now. His wife, Angelica, over there. He's walking to the ambulance. He could probably have gotten hit with a mallet in that effort to stop that penalty 4 shot of Alfredo Harriet. There was a lot of people scrambling down there. He might have got hit with a mallet or a horse's head. It's hard to tell at this time, but Frankie Dorniac, Gaston Dorniac, a pretty tough customer. We saw him take a fall here in the semifinals, and he fell pretty hard. He rolled 4 times and jumped up, and today when we saw him lying there, it shook us up a little bit, but he's on his feet, he's walking, and I'm sure he'll resume play in just a few seconds. He's on his pony, Gaston Dorniac. All right, we're preparing to put that ball into play. A little discussion from the umpire. Not sure quite what it was all about, but now the ball's in play. Cacho Merlos backs it first time. Frankie Dorniac coming in, but he's hooked by Alfredo Harriet. A nice backhander here by Luis Lalor. Cacho Merlos bumping hard with Alfredo Harriet. It's picked up here by Gaston Dorniac as we hear the umpire's whistle. So, with the whistle, point of the infraction, a penalty 5 to be taken by Celestino Garros. Celestino approaching that ball now. Celestino gives it a ride. What a nice shot down towards that Suarez goal. Luis Lalor picking it up on the offside. That ball's going. Luis Lalor. So Luis Lalor narrows that margin. A 1 goal, 4-3 the score. Luis Lalor scoring. All right, the ball's back in play. It's taken now by Luis Lalor. He just scored at the other end, but Frankie Dorniac coming back quickly on the defense. Frankie turns that ball around with a backhander. Alfredo Harriet intercepting beautifully. Alfredo Harriet checks, goes for the next shot. He can't quite get it like he'd like, but look at him slap that ball down. He tries the tail shot. Gaston Dorniac turning it around. Gaston setting up Memo Garcia. Memo Garcia driving it down along the sideboard. Celestino Garros racing in for the defense. He backs that ball up, but it's intercepted here by Memo Garcia. Memo moving it downfield. Memo Garcia, the ball takes a hop. He's still in control. It goes off a little bit to the right. Alfredo Harriet moving in with Memo Garcia. Garcia tails that ball down. Gaston Dorniac tries to pick it up with a tail shot. Here comes Alfredo Harriet to turn it back with a backhander. Alfredo Harriet, his shot picked up now by Gaston Dorniac. Celestino Garros getting on that play, but Gaston backs that ball nicely in the air. Gaston trying to reach Cacho Merlos. It takes a bounce. Celestino Garros can't pick it up, but Memo Garcia does for Santana. Memo Garcia strokes for goal, but he's hooked here by Alberto Hagee. Frankie Dorniac, a lofted drive. Frankie's shot is just a little wide to the left post. So with the score 4-3, we'll have a knock-in now by Celestino Garros. Little under 3 minutes. It's Celestino Garros on the back line. Celestino tapping that ball once. Now a nice shot along the ground. Celestino tries to reach Alberto Hagee. Memo Garcia turns it back. It's deflected here, but it's picked up now by Alberto Hagee. Hagee called off the play by Alfredo Harriet, what a shot by Harriet. Luis Delor, ridden off by Memo Gracida. Gracida backs that ball around. Here comes Cacho Merlos and Alberto Heggie. What a bump, what a pickup now by Frankie Dorniak. They've got some team play. Cacho Merlos moving the player wide. Dorniak picking up the play, and it's backed up now by Celestino Garros. But we do have the whistle by the umpire. The two umpires riding over to check with our referee. And whether it's a crossing penalty against Suarez or no foul, we'll know in just a moment. Down for a penalty 4. This is the 4th penalty shot in favor of Santana. Memo Gracida has converted the first 3. He'll try again on a penalty 4 from the 60-yard mark. Memo Gracida, rated at 9 goals here in Argentina, recently raised to 10 goals in the United States, along with Tommy Wayman, one of the first 10 goalers in the United States in quite a few years. Memo, a lofted drive. It's high, it's going, but it looks like it's wide to the right. Just a little wide to the right. We'll have a knock-in now by Celestino Garros. All right, it's Celestino Garros getting past Cacho Merlos. Garros moving in. Here comes a pair of players. It's Alberto Heggie to get him out on it. Alberto backs it on down. Gaston Dorniak tries to get that ball on the bounce, but it's picked up here by Alfredo Harriet. No, he doesn't. It's Celestino Garros. Garros moves that ball on down. Celestino Garros. Luis Delor ridden off wide by Frankie Dorniak. It's Alfredo Harriet on the near side. Alfredo Harriet shot picked up now by Delor. Gaston Dorniak coming on in. Dorniak tries for the play, but Delor drives it over the back line and wide of the goal. Luis Delor. So at this point, the score 4-3. Each team has put the ball over the back line twice. Gaston Dorniak to take the knock-in. He taps it once off to his right. Gaston now lofts that ball, but it's coming out of play and into the stands. Clock is winding down. We've got a minute and a quarter, 1 minute, 15 seconds remaining in Chukker number 2, the 1982 Argentine Open Finals. All right, the ball's in play. Gaston Dorniak gets him out on it now, but it's turned around here by Alfredo Harriet. Memo Gracida pouncing on that play, but does draw the whistle from the umpire. Penalty 4. Alfredo Harriet, this time with the sun to his back. Just attempt the penalty 4 from 60 yards out. All the players in place, and Alfredo approaching that ball. Alfredo not content with his first approach. He'll circle that pony around and try it again. Very crucial shot here. Just about a minute left in the Chukker. About 59 seconds. 1 goal separating these two teams. This could tie it up. Harriet, a shot along the ground. Cacho Merlos tries for it. Memo Gracida, but it's wide and over the back line. So the score stands 4-3 as Frankie Dorniak will take this knock-in. Frankie, what a shot. Frankie Dorniak about 100 yards downfield. That ball bouncing down. Memo Gracida calls for, Gaston Dorniak calls for the line from Cacho Merlos. It's Alberto Heggie coming on the line. It's backed up now by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet, it's met in there, though, by Frankie Dorniak. Dorniak turns that ball around for Santana. Dorniak getting under that ball. What a shot way downfield. Cacho Merlos moving in. Merlos along the sideboards. He centers that ball for Gaston Dorniak. Dorniak moving in with Alfredo Harriet. They hook mallets. Frankie Dorniak ridden off now by Luis Delor. Delor with a back shot. Delor's drive picked up now by Celestino Garros. Garros sending it down along the boards. We hear the bell. It's picked up by Alberto Heggie. It's backed out of there by Cacho Merlos. Merlos trying to pass it over to Gaston Dorniak. Dorniak takes it on the near side. He's got Alfredo Harriet on his hip. The ball takes a bounce. It's backed out of there now by Harriet as Alberto Heggie tries for the line. He overrides. It's taken by Luis Delor. Delor sends it downfield. Cacho Merlos coming in for the defensive play. Uh-oh, he can't get it. Frankie Dorniak turns that ball back. Frankie Dorniak over to the sideboards. Memo Gracida coming over there trying to beat it to the boards, but it hits the boards, ending Chukker number 2. So at the end of 2 complete Chukkers of play, the score, Santana 4 and 3 for Colonel Suarez. capacity crowd at Palermo. We're at field number 1. It's Saturday, November 27th, and what a beautiful afternoon. Getting ready to start chukker number 3. It's 5:45. The shadows are starting to cast across the field here. And the ball is in, starting off chukker number 3. It goes to the lineup. Alfredo Harriet called off now by Alberto Hagee. Hagee sending it down. Luis Delor picking up on the offside. Frankie Dorniak. Luis Delor, we've got a horse race going now. It's Dorniak moving in for the back shot. A short shot as Memo Gracita sends it back further. Gaston Dorniak moving to the line. Cacho Merlos bumping hard with Alfredo Harriet and draws the whistle from the umpire. Getting in front of Alfredo Harriet just a little bit. And the ball has been placed down for a penalty 5 from the point of the infraction. It'll be Celestino Garros. Celestino to take this penalty 5. Celestino dribbling. Cacho Merlos keeping an eye on him. Celestino coming in for the play. Celestino with a nice neck shot down in the corner. Gaston Dorniak coming in for the defense. Gaston backs that ball up beautifully on the near side. Gaston setting up his number 2. It's Memo Gracita. Gracita getting out in front of Celestino Garros. Gracita picks the ball up on the bounce. Gracita, the ball takes a hop. It's backed up now by Celestino Garros. It's Frankie Dorniak on the near side and draws the whistle from the umpire. So as Frankie Dorniak rode in, tried to pick that ball up on the near side. Alberto Hagee reached to hook the player, but one player agreeing with the foul and one umpire not. So let's see what the referee has decided. He's decided it is a foul. Apparently, when Frankie Dorniak went to the near side, he crossed the line of the ball. And the ball is placed down for a penalty 5 from the point of the infraction to be taken by Celestino Garros. Alfredo Harriet teeing the ball up with teammate Celestino Garros for the penalty 5. Celestino tapping it once. Cacho Merlos coming to challenge. Celestino lofts that ball down beautifully. Alfredo Harriet moving in now with Gaston Dorniak. Dorniak bumps the player, tails that ball around. Who's going to get it first? It looks like it's going to be Luis Delor with a backhander. Delor shot up the middle of the ground. Memo Gracita hustled on that play by Alberto Hagee. The ball takes a hop. It's Alfredo Harriet. Harriet's shot. It's going right down there to that goal. It's going. It's wide and to the left. So we'll have a knock-in by Frankie Dorniak. Francisco Dorniak taps that ball once to the right. Francisco Dorniak, a nice shot, trying to reach brother Gaston. Memo Gracita moving in. It's a bump and a ride off, and Memo Gracita comes to the sideboards. Gracita necks that ball on down. Alfredo Harriet coming first to the line. Cacho Merlos takes it on the near side. He's called off now. Alfredo Harriet goes to the backhander and gets it away from Memo Gracita. Here comes Luis Delor to turn that ball back a little further. Frankie Dorniak tries the backhander. It's kicked now by the pony. Cacho Merlos coming in for the defense. Cacho tails that ball beautifully on the near side. Gaston Dorniak can't pick it up as Alberto Hagee backs it around to Alfredo Harriet. Harriet coming in to pick up the pass. He's hooked now by Memo Gracita. Gracita, the hook in the backhander. It's across the ground. Gaston Dorniak moving in. Gaston takes that ball around. Gaston Dorniak, the number 2 for Santana. Gaston pops it high in the air. Gaston picks it up on the bounce. What a shot. Gaston Dorniak's drive. It's going right down there, but it's over the sideboards and out of play. So with 4.5 minutes remaining in the chukker, we'll have a bowl-in. All right, 4 against 3 now as Gaston Dorniak is off the field, changing ponies. Alberto Hagee breaks away. Alberto Hagee tries to get past Frankie Dorniak. He's ridden hard, and it's what a nice shot here by Luis Delor. Delor drives that ball down deep into Santana territory. It's backed up now by Gaston Dorniak, Frankie Dorniak, and he draws the whistle from the umpire. A penalty 3 from 40 yards out. The first open goal penalty shot going in favor of Santana in the match. Alfredo Harriet circles his pony way back to take the shot. Alfredo, that ball along the ground, but it's widened to the right. Can you believe that? Alfredo Harriet, his penalty 3 from 40 yards, wide to the right. So a lucky break for Santana, unlucky for Colonel Suarez as Frankie Dorniak takes it in off the back line. Frankie with a nice booming shot up the field. Alberto Hagee, Gaston Dorniak, they're riding for the line, and we've got a whistle by the umpire. Colonel Suarez 3. We've got about 4.5 minutes left in the chukker. Excuse me, just about 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the chukker. The ball is placed down for a penalty 5 in favor of Colonel Suarez. Celestino Garros to take this penalty 5 from the point of the infraction. It's about 100 yards out. Celestino dribbling once. Cacho Merlos coming to the challenge. Celestino gets that ball past him. Here comes Alberto Hagee. Hagee taps it forward, now backs it up. He's got Garros moving to the goal. Gaston Dorniak coming in quickly, but it's over the back line and out of play. Back line 6 times thus far in the game. Frankie Dorniak. Dorniak, a nice drive off the back line. Frankie Dorniak up to his number 3, Memo Gracida. Gracida coming in, and we've got a whistle, as apparently there were 2 players coming in the opposite direction of the ball, and the 2 umpires are discussing the play now. Harriet to take this penalty for Alfredo Harriet. 10 goals. Alfredo, this one's high. I don't think they can stop it. It's a goal. Alfredo Harriet scoring on his 2nd penalty for the day. So, it's a brand new game. It's all tied up at 4-4 as Alfredo Harriet converted his 2nd penalty 4. He's converted 2 out of 4 thus far. Players back at midfield for the Bolin. All right, the ball's through the lineup. Who's going to get it first? Memo Gracida racing over. It's Frankie Dorniak. Alberto Hagee getting a back shot. Memo Gracida turns it back nicely along the ground. Cacho Merlos racing for the line. Cacho Merlos moving on in. Cacho taps it once downfield. Celestino Garros coming in. It's Gaston Dorniak with a pickup. The ball's bouncing towards that goal, but Celestino Garros defending beautifully. Celestino takes that ball out of danger. It's backed up now by Cacho Merlos. Over to Frankie Dorniak, but we do hear the whistle from the umpires again. Thus far in the game, 13 fouls in the game so far. It's Celestino Garros to take the penalty 5. Garros driving it upfield. Gaston Dorniak deflecting it, but it's picked up now by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet with his eye on the ball. Alfredo Harriet up to his number 1, Luis Lalor. Lalor, a centering shot. Lalor, the ball takes a hop. Dorniak tries to defend. Here comes Memo Gracida. Gracida turns that ball back on the offside. A bouncing shot, ball up the field to Gaston. Gaston Dorniak driving it downfield. Celestino Garros taking Cacho Merlos wide. Alfredo Harriet, Gaston Dorniak, and Celestino Garros to neck that ball around. Celestino breaking out in the open. Celestino avoids the hook from Cacho Merlos. Frankie Dorniak necks that ball around. Frankie Dorniak turns the line. Luis Lalor driving in for the play. Luis Lalor, Frankie Dorniak coming over to challenge. Lalor with a nice backgainer right to his number 4, Celestino. Celestino hooked on that play by Cacho Merlos, but he picks it up. Celestino's still got control. Celestino in front of that goal. Memo Garcia hooks his mallet, tries a shot. We've heard a whistle, and the ball goes through. It's Luis Lalor. Luis Lalor putting Suarez ahead for the first time today. So the first time today, Colonel Suarez picks up the lead on a score by Luis Lalor, 5-4. The ball's back in play. Lalor next that ball on down. Frankie Dorniak coming back on the defense. Francisco Dorniak backs that ball, a beautiful shot high in the air. Memo Garcia waiting to pick it up. The ball takes a hop. It's Alberto Hagee and a whistle on the play. 4 in favor of Colonel Suarez. The first time all game they've picked up the lead. Clock is stopped with a little under a minute left in chukker number 3. 10 fouls committed by Santana and 4 by Colonel Suarez, as Celestino Garros will take this penalty 5 from the point of the infraction. Celestino tapping it, Cacho Merlos coming in. Celestino lofts it over his head. Celestino Gross sends that ball on down. Gaston Dorniak tries to defend. He's hooked on the play by Alfredo Harriet. Memo Garcia, Alberto Hegyi. They're dueling mallets. Hegyi passes it over nicely to Alfredo Harriet. Harriet picking up that ball. Harriet cuts it towards that goal. Little short of the goal. Here comes Celestino Gross. We've got a wreck now as Gaston Dorniak is off his pony again. Gaston Dorniak having such bad luck here in the Open. Gaston Dorniak, he's back on his feet, but having terrible luck. He's been on the ground 3 or 4 times. He had a misfortune of having a pony coming up with a broken leg in the semifinals. A great pony, a pony belonging to Jorge Toyer Savaleta, the president of the Argentine Polo Association, a mare that was the winner of last year's best playing pony in the Argentine Open. So Gaston Dorniak tumbling to the ground and back on his feet again as Memo Garcia brings his pony back out on the field. Now, how can that not be a foul? All right, we'll have a bowl in now. Gaston Dorniak back out on the field on a fresh pony. Bowl in right in front of that Suarez goal. It's through the pack. It's taken now by Gaston Dorniak. Dorniak clears that ball away. Gaston moving it up the sidelines. Gaston Dorniak. Alfredo Harriet being taken out now by Memo Garcia. It's Gaston Dorniak with a centering shot. Cacho Merlos moving in. He picks it up a short drive. It's kicked by the pony. Gaston Dorniak ridden out. Here comes Memo Garcia on the near side. Memo moves it down towards that Santana goal. Memo Garcia coming in now on the offside. Memo right out to his number 2, Gaston Dorniak. It's past the goal mouth. Dorniak backs it up towards goal. It's picked up now by Hegyi. No, he can't. Here comes Cacho Merlos with a backhander. Cacho Merlos scoring on that pass from Memo Garcia. So Cacho Merlos gets his first goal of the game and ties it all up at 5-5. So at the end of 3 full chukkers of play, the score 5 for Santana, 5 for Colonel Suarez. Chukker number 4, Alfredo Harriet coming out on the field to round out the lineup. The score 5-5 at the start of the 4th chukker. Very close match. And the ball is through the lineup. It's taken now by Gaston Dorniak. Dorniak gets it away from Alfredo Harriet. Dorniak cranks the next shot downfield. Dorniak racing in on his own line. It's backed out of there by Celestino Gross. It's backed a little further now by Alfredo Harriet. Frankie Dorniak coming in to meet the play with an near side backhander. Frankie Dorniak backs it away from Alberto Hegyi and draws the whistle from the umpires. Gross to take this penalty 5 from midfield. Celestino dribbling once. Cacho Merlos coming over. Celestino gets it past him on the ground. Celestino, oh, what a shame here. He's trying to, but maybe on that next shot he carried through and caught it. Alberto Hegyi. Alberto Pedro Hegyi, a veterinarian, is coming over, rubbing the leg. He apparently feels that he was just stung. It's not a break, hopefully. So Alberto Hegyi right on the scene with the pony of Celestino Gross. Okay, so after walking the pony to the sideline, she's walked out of it, and Celestino remounted on the same pony. Okay, ball's back in play. It's picked up here by Memo Garcia. Up to his number 1, Cacho Merlos. Merlos getting out in front. It's a horse race now. Celestino Gross, Cacho Merlos. Merlos moving to the ball. Celestino going to the goal. Merlos' shot off the pony of Celestino Gross. It's picked up now by Memo Garcia. Garcia ridden off now by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet getting in front a little bit, and we've got a whistle. All right, the ball's placed down for a penalty 3. It's Memo Garcia. Memo Garcia, it's high in the air. He's got it. Memo Garcia converting on another penalty 3. And the score now is 6 for Santana, 5 for Colonel Suarez. Suarez trailing by 1. As Memo Gracita converted on that penalty 3 from 40 yards out. Umpire's whistle sounds now, asking the players to line up again. And the ball's in play. Gaston Dorniak dueling with Luis Lalor. Dorniak tails that ball around. Who's going to pick it up? Here comes Luis Lalor on the line. He backs it past Frankie Dorniak. Alfredo Harriet moving in. Cacho Merlos hooks his stick, but here comes Celestino Garros. Garros coming through the pack. It's Celestino Garros with a nice shot downfield. Memo Garcia finding himself with the ball. Memo tails that ball around for Cacho Merlos. It's Cacho on the near side. Yeah, it's Cacho Merlos. The ball hops over his mallet, and it's Luis Lalor to turn that ball around. A short backhander. Frankie Dorniak pounces on it with a nice shot downfield. Frankie Dorniak trying to set up Brother Gaston. Cacho Merlos moving in on the near side. Celestino Garros cuts it over to the sideboards. Luis Lalor coming around. Lalor taps it once, leaving it now for Alfredo Harriet. Harriet in control. Gaston Dorniak challenging, but it's Harriet, and Harriet's shot is downfield. But we've got a whistle by the umpires. To the referee, no foul declared on the play. Waiting now for Alberto Heggie to come to the lineup. All right, the 2 number 1s charging the umpire. Clock is still stopped. And now the ball is in. Cacho Merlos reaches for it. Cacho Merlos hooks the mallet of Alfredo Harriet. But here comes Cacho. Now it's Gaston. Gaston. Here comes Alfredo Harriet. Oh, we've got another whistle. Alfredo Harriet looking for the play. About 4.5 minutes remaining in the chukker as Celestino Garros. Celestino dribbling. Celestino lofts that ball. A nice shot downfield. Alfredo Harriet moving in. Gaston Dorniak getting it first. What a turnaround now by Gaston Dorniak. Dorniak setting up his number 3, Memo Garcia. It's backed out of there by Alberto Heggie. Picked up now by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet turns that ball down for Colonel Suarez. It's Harriet with a nice shot on goal. That ball going. It's kicked by a pony, and it's over the back line. What a shot by Alfredo Harriet. So, Suarez putting the ball over their back line 7 times. Santana twice. Frankie Dorniak with a knock-in. It's met in here by Alberto Pedro Heggie. Heggie busting loose. It's met in there by Dorniak, and we've got a whistle as Alberto Heggie caught that ball in the face. Frankie Dorniak met the play. A strong shot, and on the rise, it caught Alberto Pedro Heggie in the face. He is hurting. He's down on the ground. Back on his feet. Really took that line drive because Frankie Dorniak met that ball. It was just on the rise. It really caught him hard. It's hard to tell where it caught him, but it sure was close to his face. It's backed up by Alfredo Harriet. It's going right towards that goal. Here comes Frankie Dorniak. Dorniak takes it out of the goal mouth. Gaston Dorniak sends it back a little further. Celestino Garros tries to pick it up. Here comes Alfredo Harriet. It's Cacho Merlos now on the near side. Cacho fouled up by Memo Garcia. Memo breaking away. Here comes Memo Garcia right along the sideboards. Memo, pass it down. Cacho Merlos, Celestino Garros. Garros can't get back to the ball. It's Alfredo Harriet for the backhander. A nice shot. It's picked out of the air by Gaston Dorniak. Back down, though, by Alberto Heggie. The game is starting to open up now. Here comes Memo Garcia. Garcia backs that ball over for Frankie Dorniak. Frankie Dorniak, Alberto Heggie. It's Frankie Dorniak to nick that ball on down. Cacho Merlos can't quite reach it. It's a bump and a ride off, and Frankie Dorniak nicks that ball on down. Alfredo Harriet calls for the line. Alfredo Harriet, he's loose, he's going to goal. It's Alfredo Harriet whipping that ball downfield. Gaston Dorniak coming on in. He hooks the mallet, he breaks up the play. It's turned back now by Cacho Merlos. Memo Garcia turning quickly on the line. Memo Garcia racing towards that goal. Memo Garcia moving in now. It's Celestino Garros on the defense. Celestino gets in front. It's a pickup now by Memo Garcia, and it's over the back line. But wait, I think we had a whistle on that play. Celestino Garros, in his efforts to bump Memo Garcia, got a little in front, Gracita's shot going off to the left. So they've dropped the ball for a penalty 2. It's Memo Gracita to take the shot. Memo Gracita, the number 3, rated at 9 goals here in Argentina. 10 in the United States, 10 in Mexico. Gracita, a strong drive. It's through for the score. Memo Gracita scoring his 6th goal of the day. Excuse me, 5th goal of the day, and all on penalty shots as Santana pulls out in front by 2 goals. Umpire blowing into that whistle again. The 2 number 1s charging. All right, the ball's in play now. It's taken by Luis Lalor. Lalor getting away from Gaston Dognac. Luis Lalor whips it down. He's got Hagee moving to the line. Alberto Hagee getting away from Frankie Dognac. Hagee. Here comes Lalor. Lalor's shot. It's going. Luis Lalor. Luis Lalor, the number 1, scoring his 3rd goal of the game. So 1 goal separating these 2 teams now. The score 7-6. About 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in chukker number 4. 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the first half as players come back for the bowl-in. All right, the ball's in play. It's off Lalor's pony. It's Gaston Dognac with a backhander. Cacho Merlos moving on in. Here's Cacho Merlos. He sends it down to goal. Celestino Garros coming back quickly on the defense. Alfredo Harriet moving in. Celestino Garros backs that ball away from Cacho Merlos. A nice clearing shot. Luis Lalor coming on the line. Lalor called off now by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet picking up the ball. Harriet moves it on downfield. Here comes Frankie Dognac to back that ball. It's Gaston now to do the job. Gaston Dognac, his shot over the sideboards. It's picked off here by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet coming back to the line. Harriet getting away from the players. It's Alfredo Harriet leaving it now for Luis Lalor. Lalor shoots it over towards goal. Lalor's drive right in front of that goal. Memo Gracita clearing it out of there nicely. Memo takes it out of danger. Memo coming around the horn. He's hooked on that play by Hagee. It's picked up now by Frankie Dognac. Dognac's drive along the sideboards. Alberto Pedro Hagee backs it up on the near side. A lofted shot. Frankie Dognac moving in with the next shot. Frankie next that ball around. Frankie Dognac, the number 4 for the Santana team. Frankie Dognac next that ball once again. Gaston Dognac coming in for the line. Gaston picks it up, whips it downfield. Luis Lalor coming in. It's Gaston with a little bit more horse. Gaston's shot, it's going a little wide. Can he get down there in time? Celestino Garros coming back to the back line. Garros defending it on the near side. It's high in the air. Frankie Dognac tries to meet the play. Yes, he does. Frankie Dognac racing in. Frankie Dognac cuts that ball. It's going. Frankie Dognac! Frankie Dognac scores his 1st goal of the game. So it's Santana 8, Colonel Suarez 6, as Frankie Dognac met that ball, drove the goal, and cut it in on the offside. All right, so there's the bell ending the first half. The score, Santana 8, Colonel Suarez 6. 8-6 the score in favor of Santana. Carlos Harriet here in the stands. Harriet, a couple years. Other former teammate, Horacio Hagee, who made the same decision, but ended up this year taking the place of Pilo Garrico and playing number 1 for the La Toca team. And his fiancée, Miss Zimmerman, soon to be wed and on their way to Florida. Horizon, I wonder how he feels. He's played with this team for 2 years. This year elected to play with his father, and they made up that Colonel Suarez 2 team, but they did awfully well. They went the distance with the big Suarez team. 1 goal difference. Probably the finest game of the Open to be played thus far. Look at those people there, all standing, waiting for their teams to come back out on the field. Full crowd here at Palermo. I don't think there's an available seat. They're down on the ground. They're standing. It's a full house here for the finals of the 1982 Argentine Open. Getting ready to start the second half. So at the beginning of the fifth chukker, the score 8 for Santana, 6 for Colonel Suarez. Getting ready to start the second half. We'll see Colonel Suarez heading towards the scoreboard and Santana going to the avenue. It's Alfredo Harriet with a nice cut back shot up the middle looking for Luis Lalor, but it's a bump and a right off by Gaston Dorniak. Nice pickup here by Luis Lalor. Lalor gets it past Memo Gracida. Lalor, he's got Alberto Pedro moving to the line. Alberto Pedro Hagee. He's 35 yards out. He pokes a nice shot. It's going. Alberto Hagee. What a nice shot by Alberto Pedro Hagee on a beautiful pass from Luis Lalor. Nice teamwork on the part of Colonel Suarez. Score now 8-7 in favor of Santana. Okay, the ball's back in play. It's taken now by Alfredo Harriet. It's necked out of there by Memo Gracida. He finds Cacho Merlos. Merlos out in front, going to goal. Cacho Merlos, oh, he tries the next shot. He can't quite get at the angle he'd like. Now tries that deep next shot. What a beautiful drive. It's right along the back line. It's over the back line and wide of the goal. So we'll have a bring in by Celestino Garros. Celestino dribbling. Celestino gets it past Cacho Merlos. Tries to reach Alfredo Harriet, but here comes Gaston Dorniak. He's hooked to that play nicely by Luis Lalor. Alberto Pedro trailing along. Alberto Pedro passes it on down. Luis Lalor, Frankie Dorniak. They're bumping. They're riding off, and it's backed up now by Frankie Dorniak. Wait, we've got a whistle on that play. In favor of Colonel Suarez. Alfredo Harriet taking a long approach on this. Alfredo Harriet. He's converted 2 for 4 so far. A bouncing ball going down. It's kicked by the pony. It's Celestino Garros to neck that ball high in the air. Celestino shot. It's wide to the right. Called upon to knock this ball back into play. Frankie Dorniak dribbling this time across the middle of the ground. Frankie, a nice lofted shot. Frankie Dorniak up to Gaston. Gaston takes the bounce. It's off the pony. He's bumped now by Alberto Hagee. He necks it on down. What a nice play. Alberto Pedro, he's got the inside. He takes Gaston wide. Alberto Hagee, a back shot. It's deflected by a pony. Celestino Garros called now off the play by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet being hustled here by Cacho Merlos. Merlos rides him wide, backs it up on the near side. Celestino Garros moving in. It's Cacho Merlos. What a bump. Here comes Memo Gracida. Memo lost it on down. He's got Cacho Merlos out in front. Cacho coming in. Cacho Merlos finishes off Memo Gracida's shot. So Memo Gracida putting that ball down. Wait, we've got timeout. The umpires don't know it yet, though, as Gaston steps off his pony. He's got a loose bandage. Stroking that ball down, it was just about going to roll in, but Cacho Merlos finished off the job, scoring his second goal of the day, making the score now 9-7 in favor of Santana. Alfredo Harriet backs that ball around. Alberto Hagee coming in to pick up the play. It's a bump and a right off by Luis Lalor as Alberto Hagee moves it on downfield. Frankie Dorniak coming in for the defense. Frankie backs that ball. It's hit deflected by the pony of Memo Gracida. Memo turns it down along the sideboards. Alfredo Harriet getting in front of Gaston Dorniak. Alfredo backs it down. Here comes Memo Gracida. Memo meets that ball. It's high in the air. Memo waiting for it to settle now. Memo coming in now. It's Luis Lalor. Memo tapping it the opposite direction. Memo sends it on back, but it's Alfredo Harriet now to pick up the play. Alfredo Harriet whips it down towards goal. Frankie Dorniak moving in for the next shot. Frankie Dorniak next that ball on down. Frankie Dorniak, the number 4 for Santana, moves into the sideboards. Frankie. Memo Gracida takes the defending player wide, allowing Frankie a nice clear shot downfield. Alfredo Harriet moving in with Cacho Merlos. Merlos backs that ball up on the offside. It's kicked by a pony, and we've got another whistle. Santana, it's Frankie Dorniak from midfield. Frankie gives that ball a ride, a bouncing shot. Luis Delor tries to pick it up on the near side. A bump and a ride off by Memo Garcia. Garcia fires a pass up to his number 2, Gaston Doniac. Doniac moving into goal. Celestino Garros is there. Doniac's shot is right in the goal mouth. Now it's backed up here by Alfredo Harriet. Alberto Pedro Hagee coming in to pick up the pass. Alberto Pedro reaching Luis Delor. Delor's loose. Luis Delor, he's out in front. He's going to goal. Luis Delor, he's got the speed. He's got 3 or 4 lengths. Frankie Doniac coming in to challenge. Delor shoots that ball on down, but it's wide. Luis Delor on a breakaway. The pass from Alfredo Harriet, but his shot wide and to the right. So it's Frankie Doniac on the back line. Frankie tapping it up the middle. Frankie Doniac getting it down along the ground. Gaston tried to pick it up, but here comes Alberto Hagee for the backhander. Hagee's back shot. Kick by Pony is picked up now by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet's loose. He's going to goal. Alfredo Harriet dribbling that ball on down. Alfredo Harriet at the 30-yard line. It's kicked by the Pony. It's backed at it by Memo Garcia. Here comes Cacho Merlos. Merlos moving in on the loose play. Cacho Merlos, but wait, we had a whistle back there in the goal mouth. On the play, we've got a bowl in right down in front of that Suarez goal. The ball's in play. It goes to the lineup. Alfredo Harriet tries for it. Frankie Doniac picks it up. Frankie Doniac up the middle of the ground. Celestino Garros, Cacho Merlos. Celestino moving in for the backhander on the offside. It's picked up now by Frankie Doniac. Celestino Garros, he's got the leg. He goes for the back shot and gets it off. Nice play. Gaston Doniac tries for the pickup. Memo Garcia overriding. It's Alfredo Harriet coming on the line. Alfredo Harriet's loose. He strokes it on down. It's at the 40-yard mark. Alfredo Harriet is going to go. Alfredo switches to the near side and strokes it through. Alfredo Harriet on the breakaway. So Alfredo Harriet narrows the margin now, 9-8. What a pickup as Alfredo Harriet pounced on that loose ball. Umpire blowing into his whistle once again. Stops the clock with a little over a minute. Now they're in play. It's Luis Delor, hooked on that play by Gaston Doniac. Doniac centers one over from Memo Garcia. Memo coming to the line. Alfredo Harriet coming in hard. What a bump, what a shot. Here comes Alberto Hagee. Hagee puts one up the middle, a little bit short of Luis Delor. Frankie Doniac puts it on down for Santana. Luis Delor coming back in. Frankie Doniac tries for the shot, but Delor gets the backhander away. Alberto Hagee pulls it away now from Memo Garcia, but Gaston Doniac moving in on the defense. Doniac takes the player, goes to the back shot, sends it right over to his number 3, Memo Garcia. Garcia, next one up the middle. Here comes Luis Delor calling for the play. Luis Delor backs it up, a short shot. Cacho Merlos tries to defend. Here's Celestino Garros with a backhander. Garros, his shot up to Alberto Pedro Hagee, gets it away from Memo Garcia. Frankie Doniac moving back. Frankie Doniac, a backhander now as Memo Garcia sends it back a little further. Harriet tries to spear it in the air. Luis Delor, here comes Cacho Merlos. Cacho Merlos, and we've got a whistle. On the clock, the score 9 for Santana, 8 for Colonel Suarez. 2 umpires discussing the play. Memo Garcia riding off to change ponies. What's going to happen? Well, they've placed the ball down for a penalty 5 in favor of that's a penalty 4 from the 60-yard mark. It's Alfredo Harriet to take this shot. The score 9 for Santana, 8 for Suarez. Alfredo Harriet has converted 2 out of 5. What's he going to do now? A high shot. They can't stop it. He's converted it. He's tied it up now at 9 apiece. So Alfredo Harriet scoring his 2nd goal on the chukker, and there's the bell to end chukker number 5 with the score all tied up at 9-9. It's all tied up at 9-9. All tied up. Waiting now for Celestino Garros to come out on the field to start chukker number 6. The ball's in play. It's taken out of there now by Alfredo Harriet. He's got Alberto Pedro Hagee moving in, but Frankie Dorniak turns it back nicely. Dorniak up to brother Gaston. Gaston sends that ball high in the air. Alfredo Harriet racing in on that black mare. A bump, a ride-off. Alfredo Harriet's got the leg. He's got the backhander. Alfredo Harriet, his shot. Picked up now by Alberto Pedro Hagee. Hagee moves it on downfield. It's Memo Garcia on the defense. Memo sends it up the middle. Memo Garcia with a near side drive. It's turned around now by Alberto Pedro Hagee. It's picked up by Celestino Gross, but kicked by the pony. Alfredo Harriet up to Alberto Pedro Hagee. Hagee, his shot turned around now by Memo Garcia. Memo waiting for Cacho Merlos to move downfield. Memo Garcia moving in with the next shot. Memo Garcia, his drive a little bit short of Cacho Merlos. It's turned around nicely low by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet coming around the horn. Alfredo Harriet pushing that ball in front. Harriet hooked now by Cacho Merlos. It's Celestino Gross to pick up the play. Celestino moves it down along the ground. Celestino, his shot turned back here by Alberto Pedro Hagee. Memo Garcia coming in, but we had a whistle on that play. Rolling the ball back in. It's in play. It's picked up here by Gaston Dorniak. Dorniak backs that ball. Memo Garcia tries to pick it up. Alfredo Harriet turns it around. Alfredo with a shot along the middle. Here comes Cacho Merlos with a near side return. Memo Garcia picking it up on the play. Memo Garcia racing away. Memo Garcia getting in front of Celestino Gross. He's got the ball. Memo Garcia stroking it down. Followed up now by Gaston Dorniak on the near side. Dorniak, Gaston Dorniak. So Gaston Dorniak making his first score of the day. We've got double figures on the board for the first time all day. 10-9 as Santana picks up the lead once again. A lot of tension here. The ball's in play. It's Frankie Dorniak. Dorniak strokes it away on the offside. Frankie Dorniak, a nice shot along the ground. It's going down towards that goal. Celestino Gross tries to defend. It's Memo Garcia on the line. Memo Garcia, he's found the hole. Memo Garcia takes the pass from Frankie Dorniak, and once again Santana is ahead by 2 goals. So, Santana 11. The umpire blows the whistle again about the 8th time today. These players so anxious. They've rushed in, and now the ball's in play. It's through the lineup, and Alfredo Harriet comes up for the ball. Alfredo turns it around, gets it away from Frankie Dorniak. Alfredo Harriet moving that ball on down. Alfredito Harriet, what a shot. He's got Luis Lalor in nice position. Luis Lalor moving in, that ball going to goal. Lalor, the ball boxes over his stick. Cacho Merlos tries defensive play, and it's over and through for the score by Alfredo Harriet. Alfredo Harriet, what a shot. Luis Lalor couldn't pick it up, but Alfredo Harriet did the job. All right, the ball's back in play. Here comes Frankie Dorniak. Frankie Dorniak whips it on downfield. What a drive. Celestino Gross coming in for the defense. Celestino checks over his shoulder. Celestino backs that ball away. A nice shot over the sideboards. Hagee moving to the line. Alberto Hagee getting away from the 2 Dorniaks. Alberto Hagee, he's coming alive. What a shot. He's got Luis Lalor in position. Cacho Merlos riding off Lalor. Lalor getting the ball. Cacho Merlos, Luis Lalor, they're riding hard. Luis Lalor putting that ball beautifully down towards that goal. Cacho Merlos defending that ball. Cacho takes it out of the goal mouth. Memo Garcia turns it upfield. Memo Garcia, Alberto Hagee, they ride hard. Garcia comes up with the ball. Memo Garcia still got the line. Memo Garcia breaking out in the open now. Memo Garcia, what a shot. Garcia's drive about 70 yards out from goal. Garcia, he'll have to take a next shot now. He can't get it. He's called off by Cacho Merlos. Merlos sends it towards goal. Merlos' shot picked up now by Gaston Dorniak. It's along the back line. It's over the back line, and what a play by the Santana team. They've got their teamwork going. This game is starting to open up. Celestino Gross on the back line. Celestino tapping it. Celestino Now fires a strong shot. Memo Garcia ridden hard by Alberto Heggie. Heggie picks it up on the bounce. Memo Garcia turns it around. Gaston Dorniak takes that ball. Gaston Dorniak, but he draws the whistle. And listen to this crowd as Alfredo Harriet was already turned. This crowd not happy with that call. No foul declared on the play. This crowd went crazy. They were happy with the referee's call. So, we've got a ball in, got another ball in the field. Cacho Merlos is off the field at this moment. Frankie Dorniak, aware of the fact that Cacho Merlos was off the field, told the umpire that he wanted to get that loose ball off the field, allowing Cacho Merlos time to get to the throw-in. Very quick thinking on the part of Frankie Dorniak, wanting a whole foursome against this Colonel Suarez team. So now the ball is in. It's picked up by Memo Garcia. Cacho Merlos takes it on the bounce. Cacho Merlos, his shot off to the right. Memo Garcia tries to get away from Alberto Heggie. What a shot by Garcia. It's a little short of goal. Celestino Garros turns it around with the next shot. Celestino Garros, his drive, but we do have a whistle on the play. The score 11-10. The ball is placed down for a penalty 2 in favor of Santana. Memo Garcia to take this penalty 2 from 30 yards out. Memo Garcia, it's up in the air. He hasn't missed a penalty shot all day. And the score is an even dozen for Santana, 10 for Colonel Suarez. It's Alberto Heggie with a nice backhander. Cacho Merlos moving into the line. Cacho Merlos cuts it back beautifully. Cacho up to his number 2, Gaston Dorniak. Dorniak between players. He's hooked now by Luis Delor. It's backed up by Memo Garcia. Here comes Frankie Dorniak, stealing away from Alberto Heggie, but wait. Once again, we hear that whistle. This crowd is something else. They know polo. They weren't happy with that call. They made noise. The referee made his decision, no foul, they cheered him. Okay, Memo Garcia backs that ball, is deflected by a pony. Here comes Frankie Dorniak. Frankie Dorniak necks that ball on down. Alberto Pedro Heggie turns it around. Alfredo Harriet turning quick to the line. Gaston Dorniak getting there first. Gaston coming around the horn. Gaston, what a cut shot by Gaston Dorniak as Alberto Pedro tries to knock it out of the air. Gaston Dorniak picking up the line. Dorniak, Gaston Dorniak. Oh, what a play by Gaston. He picked up a loose ball, cut it towards goal. Heggie got a mallet on it, but Gaston Dorniak racing in there and stroking it on through, getting past Alfredo Harriet. So the ball's in play once again. It's a bump and a ride-off. Alfredo Harriet tries to play. It's Cacho Merlos breaking out of the throw-in. Celestino Garros pokes that ball out from under his pony. It's Memo Garcia to turn it back with a backhander. Memo Garcia, his shot. Turned around now by Alfredo Harriet. Harriet sends it back with a backhander. Gaston Dorniak. He avoids the hook. He turns it on down to brother Frankie. Frankie on the near side. Frankie Dorniak, but he draws the whistle from the umpire as Luis Delor came down the line. In chucker number 6, the score 13 for Santana, 10 for Colonel Suarez, and we've got a penalty 5 from midfield to be taken by Celestino Garros. All right, what a shot by Celestino Garros. He gives that ball a ride. It's within the 60-yard mark. It's over 100 yards. It's backed up now by Memo Garcia. Memo Garcia's drive. Up to his number 2, Gaston Dorniak. Cacho Merlos coming in, but draws the whistle from the umpire as Luis Delor came down that line, and the umpire's whistle ends chucker number 6. With a penalty 4 in favor of Santana. Interesting note, we've had 24 fouls in this game so far. 24 fouls and 6 chuckers. All right. It's Alfredo Harriet. A strong drive. It's off to the right. It's stopped now by Alberto Heggie. Heggie strokes to goal. Heggie's got them out on it. It's backed out of there by Cacho Merlos, but we've got a whistle again. About 1 yard off the back line to be taken by Colonel Suarez. And it's stroked through by Alfredo Harriet. Alfredo Harriet. 25 fouls in this game so far, 19 against Santana, and excuse me, 17 against Santana and 8 against Colonel Suarez. All right, we're back in action. It's Frankie Doniak now on the near side. Frankie Doniak on the near side. Now the offside next shot. It's a short drive. It's picked up here by Memo Gracita. Gracita feeding a pass up to Frankie Doniak. Frankie Doniak on the line now with Alfredo Harriet. They bump and they ride off. It's Luis Lalor calling for the line. Lalor turns that ball away from Gaston Doniak. Luis Lalor, nice mallet control. Luis Lalor gets it past two Santana players. Frankie Doniak coming in for the defense. Luis Lalor picks it up on the bounce. Lalor gets it past him. Lalor, what a fast pony. Memo Gracita coming back. Memo turns that ball around. Memo shot along the sideboards. Gaston Doniak. No, that's Cacho Merlos. Up to Gaston. Gaston picking it up. He's out in front. Gaston Doniak, the number 2. Followed up by Cacho Merlos. Alberto Hagi putting on the speed. He can't catch him. It's Gaston 20 yards out. Gaston Doniak, he's got another goal. So, Gaston Doniak scoring his 3rd goal of the game, making the score now 14-11. Santana with a 3-goal lead over Colonel Suarez. 5 minutes left in chucker number 7. About 12 minutes left in the game. The ball's thrown in. It's picked up now by Frankie Doniak. Cacho Merlos. The ball bounces right under his stick. Celestino Garros pushing hard. Cacho with the next shot. Setting up his number 4, Frankie Doniak. Celestino gets it out from under his mallet. Alfredo Harriet tries to defend. It's picked up now by Gaston on the near side. Now the offside. He gets past Alfredo Harriet. Gaston Doniak. His shot is wide. Gaston Doniak, nicely done, but just a little wide of the goal. So it's Celestino Garros for the knock-in. It's clouding up. It's getting windy now. It's cooling off. It's Celestino Garros to put that ball on down the field. The weather might be cooling off, but the game's starting to get hot now. Gaston Doniak taps it forward. Frankie with a back shot. It's deflected by a pony. Here comes Memo Gracita on the line. Celestino Garros defends with the next shot. Celestino puts it down to his number 2, Alberto Hagi. Hagi gets past Frankie Doniak. Here comes Alberto Hagi. Luis Lalor moving in. Hagi fires it on down. Gaston Doniak, Luis Lalor, they're riding hard. It's Gaston with a belly shot. Gaston's drive, it's over the back line for a safety. Doniak did neck that ball. It's a question now as to whether it was off the pony of Luis Lalor or off his mallet. So after a little bit of discussion, Suarez team still contending that it was a safety. Apparently the umpires felt that it was off the pony of Luis Lalor, so it's going to be a knock-in by Frankie Doniak. Frankie dribbling that ball in. Frankie coming in now, fires a strong shot over the sideboards, and it's over and out of play. So with about 3 minutes, 45 seconds remaining, we're going to have a bowl in. Santana 14, Colonel Suarez 11. It's through the lineup. It's picked up now by Memo Gracita. Memo Gracita tries to get past Celestino Garros. He does, but not for long as Alfredo Harriet turns that ball around. Gaston Doniak tries to defend. Alberto Pedro Hagi coming in on the near side. It's backed up now by Gaston Doniak. Cacho Merlos moving into the line. Cacho Merlos called off the play by Frankie Doniak. Doniak lofts that ball on down. Celestino Garros coming on in. Cacho Merlos cuts behind. It's a bumper right up, and it's Celestino Garros to turn that ball around. Alfredo Harriet moves that ball. It's picked up now by Memo Gracita. Here comes Celestino. There's the whistle. Celestino Garros to take the shot from the point of the infraction. Celestino tapping it off the line. Cacho Merlos coming over. Celestino gets that ball past him. Celestino's drive up to Luis Lalor, but it's turned back now by Frankie Doniak. Here comes Gaston with another backhander, setting up Cacho Merlos, but Celestino Garros turns that ball back beautifully on the near side. Frankie Doniak moving into the line. Frankie Doniak steals it away from Luis Lalor. Frankie Doniak, he's in the open. Frankie dribbling at once, setting up brother Gaston. Gaston can't get a clean shot. It's picked up now by Frankie Doniak. Frankie Doniak's drive downfield. Alfredo Harriet with a short backhander. Cacho Merlos backs it on down further. Cacho Merlos, but he draws the umpire's whistle. This crowd is not too happy about that call. looking to the referee. He puts up the no sign. So the ball is placed now, is going to be bowled back into play. Apparently, Cacho Merlos with a man on his hip when he made that shot, and no foul on the play. So the ball is put back in. It's taken out of there now by Alberto Hagee. Hagee steals it away from Memo Gracida. Memo going to the whip. Alberto with a lot of speed. Alberto Hagee drives that ball on down. It's skimming along the ground. Memo Gracida coming back quickly. Here comes Luis Delor. Wow, he's ridden off now by Frankie Dorniak. Dorniak defends with a belly shot over the sideboards. This game is starting to open up now. 2 1/4 minutes left in Chucker number 7. The score 14-11. 3 goals separating these two teams. We've got about 10 minutes left to play. It's through the lineup now. It's taken here by Gracida, and we hear the umpire's whistle once again. Left in the Chucker. The score 14 for Santana, 11 for Colonel Suarez. A penalty 3, 40-yard undefended shot at goal. It's going to be Alfredo Harriet to take this shot. Alfredo's drive, it's high, they can't stop it. It hits the sign, it's through for the score. Alfredo Harriet converting that penalty 3. The score now 14-12. High-scoring game. 26 goals have been scored. All right, the ball's in play. It's off Cacho Merlos' pony. It's backed up now by Alberto Hagee. Here comes Frankie Dorniak. What a bump here by Alfredo Harriet. It's a turnaround now by Gaston Dorniak. Dorniak breaking away with the ball. Gaston Dorniak getting past 2 Suarez players. Celestino Garros defends it nicely on the near side. A beautiful shot by Celestino Garros. He turns it around. It's a hook now by Cacho Merlos. Memo Gracida, Alfredo Harriet. Harriet turning on that play. Alfredo tries to send that ball downfield, and he does. Gaston Dorniak moving in quickly. Gaston turns that ball back with a backhander. Alfredo Harriet tries to do likewise. Here comes Frankie Dorniak. There goes Celestino Garros. Here comes Cacho Merlos, but it's Celestino Garros. Cacho Merlos. Cacho. A short backhander. It's intercepted here by Alberto Hagee. Hagee driving under the sideboards. Memo Gracida sends it back with a backhander, but it's deflected by a pony. Here comes Luis Delor. Delor, his shot. Turned around now by Cacho Merlos. Merlos turns on that line. We've got a wreck. We've got Alberto Hagee going off. No, he's still on. Alberto Hagee running into Cacho Merlos. 2 umpires coming over to discuss the play. Alberto Hagee would not. He absolutely refused to come off that pony. He was on its rump, got to his knees, and scooted right back into that saddle. Listen to that crowd over there. This shot's going in favor of Santana. As Cacho Merlos just tail that ball, a short shot, changing the line, coming on it, and a little bit of a collision with Alberto Hagee. All right, Frankie Dorniak puts it along the ground. Cacho Merlos picks it up, but it's kicked by the pony. Coming right back at him. Here comes Alfredo Harriet. Harriet turning around the line. Alfredo Harriet puts one up the middle for Alberto Hagee. It's a little bit short. Oh, it's not. Hagee picks it up. Alberto Hagee knowing right where that ball was going to be. Cacho Merlos tries to hook his mallet. Hagee, a bouncing ball. Hagee takes that ball off the ground. Here comes Frankie Dorniak. Dorniak defending that ball around. Alberto Hagee, but it's Cacho Merlos first onto the line. Cacho Merlos necks it on down. It's Alfredo Harriet to put it back towards goal. Here comes Memo Gracida on the near side. Memo tries to reach one of his players. Luis Delor backs it up towards goal. Luis Delor's shot going right for that goal. Alberto Hagee hustle on that play by Gaston Dorniak. It's right in front of the goal. Memo Gracida turns it around. Memo Gracida up to Frankie Dorniak. Dorniak takes it on the near side. Delor coming in for the backhander. Delor backs it into the pony of Frankie Dorniak. Who's going to get the line? It's Celestino Garros and Cacho Merlos. Celestino's shot getting around. It's picked up now by Memo Gracida, but we've got a whistle as we hear the whistle to end Chucker number 7. Full Chuckers, the score 14-12. 2 umpires coming over to talk to the referee once again. Final Chucker. Finals of the 1982 Argentine Open. We're going to resume play with a penalty for by Alfredo Harriet for Colonel Suarez. Alfredo approaching. Alfredo, a nice drive. It looks like it could carry. It's off the goal post. It's off the goal post and out of there. Backed up now by Hagee. Picked up by Lalor, and it's through for the score by Luis Lalor. Luis Lalor scoring his 4th goal of the game. Putting Colonel Suarez back within 1. Memo Garcia taps that ball from the throw-in. Memo, what a tail shot! Celestino Garros moving in for the defense. A short backhander. Here comes a pair of players. It's Frankie Dorniak. Frankie Dorniak strokes it down towards goal. Cacho Merlos. Cacho tries a tail shot. It's going towards goal. Celestino Garros coming in. Here comes Frankie Dorniak. Dorniak's drive wide of the goal. His mallet is in the air. It's backed up now by Gaston Dorniak in front of the goal mouth. Alberto Hagee takes it out of the goal mouth. Alberto Pedro Hagee on the defense. Memo Garcia riding in quickly with a bump. It's Memo Garcia putting one back towards goal. Gaston Dorniak is there. It's Gaston Dorniak with a cut shot going towards goal. Gaston's shot is wide. Five minutes, 45 seconds, 1 goal separating these two teams. It's Celestino Garros to dribble this ball into play. Celestino now cranks his shot, but it's off the pony. Cacho Merlos riding him hard. Celestino gets the next shot down along the ground. It's Alfredo Harriet coming in to pick up the pass. Oh, it bounces over his mallet. Gaston Dorniak tries for it. Here comes Alberto Hagee. Alberto Hagee up to Alfredo Harriet. Listen to this crowd now. Harriet, one shot. Can't get the second one. It's Gaston Dorniak moving in for the defense. Gaston along the sideboards. Gaston turns it back along the sideboards. Celestino Garros turns it around with the next shot. Celestino, his drive, turned back now by Memo Garcia high in the air. Memo Garcia tries to reach Merlos, but it's over the sideboards. 4 3/4 minutes remaining. It's driven out of there by Alfredo Harriet. Picked up now by Alberto Hagee. Hagee, Frankie Dorniak defending on the near side. It takes a bad bounce, and it's Gaston Dorniak to take it around the horn. Memo Garcia racing on in. Frankie Dorniak calls him off the play. What a nice shot by Frankie. Memo Garcia, Alfredo Harriet. Memo Garcia brings that ball downfield. Harriet coming on the inside. Harriet turns it back beautifully on the near side. Frankie Dorniak takes it on the bounce. Frankie intercepting. Frankie goes for the next shot. It's off the pony's leg, and it's over the back line. So 1 goal separating these two teams. We've got about little over 4 minutes of play. So with about 4 minutes and 1 goal separating these two teams, 14-13. All right. It's driven in off the back line by Celestino Garros. Garros' shot. A bump, a ride off. Here comes Memo Garcia. Memo backs that ball around. Gaston backs it down a little further. Here comes Cacho Merlos. Wait, the umpire's in there. We've got a little discussion on the field. Seconds. 2 umpires talking over the play, deciding where they're going to put this ball down, and it's going to midfield. Against Santana. It's Celestino Garros at midfield. This game plagued by fouls, 27 fouls in 7.5 chukkers. 27 fouls in this game. Celestino dribbling. Celestino, oh, I can't believe it. Celestino turns back. Cacho Merlos coming in, picks it up on the offside. It's backed up now by Alfredo Harriet. Look at Memo Garcia. Memo Garcia, he's loose. He's picking up the ball. Memo Garcia, listen to this crowd. Alfredo Harriet coming in for the play. Memo Garcia's got the ball. Celestino Garros turns it around with a near side shot. It's Cacho Merlos moving in quickly. Cacho sends it back towards goal. Frankie Dorniak calls for the line. Frankie Dorniak, what a drive. It's going right towards goal. It's going. Frankie Dorniak! Frankie Dorniak. Francisco. Frankie Dorniak scoring his second goal. It's 15-13. It's exciting now. It's Memo Gracita with a near side shot. Here comes Alfredo Harriet. Alfredo Harriet backs that ball around. Gaston Dorniak decides to turn it around. Dorniak, low, he sends it downfield. Celestino Garros moving in. It's Dorniak on the near side. Celestino rides him wide. Celestino Garros backs that ball up. A nice drive, but it's short. It's picked up now by Cacho Merlos. It's off the pony of Alfredo Harriet, and we've got a whistle. You could hear a pin drop here as the two umpires discuss the play. It's 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. The ball is placed down for a penalty four in favor of Santana. A little over 2.5 minutes and 2 goals separating these two teams. Memo Gracita, Frankie Dorniak carefully teeing that ball up. Colonel Suarez, certainly the reigning champions of the Argentine Open. Possibility now of a new team coming in, and it might be Santana. Santana having not won the Open since 1973, 9 years ago. Memo Gracita, strong drive, it's going, he's got the score! This Memo Gracita is sure playing some polo today. Memo Gracita scoring his seventh goal of the game. Time is stopped. Time is stopped. Alfredo Harriet talking with the umpires, making sure the time is out. They're coming back for the bowl-in. Little discussion maybe about that goal. I don't know what it was, but Alfredo Harriet having a little chat with the umpire. All right, it's back in play. Memo Gracita, hooked by Luis Valorba, now backs it down for Cacho Merlos. Cacho Merlos reaches back, picks it up. Cacho leaves it now for Memo. Memo fires it down. Cacho Merlos coming in the near side. Alfredo Harriet's there, and so is the whistle. With about 2 minutes left, the score 16-13. The ball is placed down for a penalty 5 in favor of Colonel Suarez. Celestino gives that ball a ride. Nicely done. Gaston Dorniak coming in, turning it around, getting away from Alfredo Harriet. The ball takes a hop. Here comes Memo Gracita to pick it up. Memo Gracita up to Gaston Dorniak. Dorniak strokes it on down. Celestino Garros, Gaston Dorniak, they're riding hard. Celestino, short backhander. Backed along a little further now by Alberto Hegi. It's Cacho Merlos to whip that ball over to the goal. Cacho Merlos' shot is wide to the right. Garros bringing that ball back into play. Celestino, what a nice drive. He gives that ball a ride. It's 1.5 minutes left and 3 goals up by Santana. Frankie Dorniak tries to defend. It's kicked by the pony. Gaston Dorniak hooks the mallet of Alberto Hegi. Memo Gracita backs it around for Cacho Merlos. Merlos stroking that ball. Merlos sends it over towards that goal. Celestino Garros coming back on the defense. Cacho Merlos coming in to hustle the play. A bumper right off, and it's over the back line once again by Cacho Merlos. Change now. Celestino Garros driving that ball into play. Celestino over to the sideboards. Here comes Memo Gracita. Memo Gracita turns that ball back. Memo Gracita, a nice shot. Listen to this crowd now. They're starting to clap. It's almost at the 30-second mark. Here they go. It's Cacho Merlos over to goal. Gaston Dorniak. He's got Alfredo Harriet on his hip. It's picked up now by Cacho Merlos, but it's behind the goal post. Cacho Merlos has put that ball over the back line 3 times this chucker. There's only about 15-20 seconds left. And Santana looks like they might win the Open here. 16-13 to score. Everybody's on their feet. They're starting to clap. Celestino Garros driving that ball on down. Gaston Dorniak riding hard. Celestino getting out in the Open. There's the bell. It's all over. They've got a new winner here in Palermo. What a game we've had. Could you believe that? After all these years, Santana winning the Argentine Open. Santana 16, Colonel Suarez 13. People are on their feet, coming out of the field. And I bet you there'll be a happy Santana team. Memo Gracida capturing the Argentine Open and the U.S. Open all in the same year. Cacho Merlos, the two Dorniaks, winning it again after 9 years. They won it back in 1973. Everybody rushing over, hardly letting the players get off the field. They're out of the field. They've got the mallets. They've got the helmets. Look at this is a happy Santana crowd. So, to give you a rundown of the scoring, we've had 2 goals by Cacho Merlos, 3 by Gaston Dorniak, 8 by Memo Gracida, and if they can let him through, Frankie Dorniak coming in the circle first, having to climb over the fence. Ah, listen to this crowd. Frankie Dorniak. All right, I don't know where the other members of the team are, but Frankie Dorniak being congratulated now. Frankie Dorniak, the number 4 for the Santana team. Team captain, the number 3 for the Suarez team, congratulating Frankie Dorniak. Santana certainly knocking off the Giants this year. They beat Mar del Plata by about 3 goals, and 3 goals. Here comes Cacho Merlos. Cacho Merlos, the number 1. Cacho being congratulated now. The opposition. It's tough for these guys to get in here. There's such a crowd, they can hardly pick their way through. Pedro Hagee, the number 2 for the Suarez team. He's been on this winning Suarez team for many a year. Now Gaston Dorniak making his way through. It's awful tough for these players to get in here. There's such a crowd. Look at this turnout here at Palermo. Gaston Dorniak. And his whole family coming in. Hopping the fence, coming in. So now we've got the whole Colonel Suarez team. Celestino Garros, the number 4. Waiting now for Memo Gracida. Memo Gracida, the high scorer with 8 goals. Carrying me over the fence, Memo Gracida. Memo Gracida winning both the United States Open, United States Polo Association's Open, and now here in Argentina, the Argentine Association of Polo's Open. Memo Gracida, the Santana team. Trying to get a good clear view. There's so many people in the way. We got TV cameras. This is being covered by Argentine television. Be shown tomorrow. Calling the president of the Argentine Polo Association, Jorge Torres Zavaleta. Cup it is. Frankie bringing it over to show his teammates. Memo Garcia receiving his trophy now. Gaston Dognac. And Pacho Merlo. Suarez, Alfredo Harriet receiving his cup. Celestino Guerros, the number 4. Alberto Pedro Hagee, the number 2. Bengoa. Luis Oloa Jr. getting his cup now. Suarez team.
Para entregar el premio correspondiente al mejor caballo jugador del torneo. Vamos a pedir al señor secretario general de Comando en Jefe del Ejército, señor general Piotti, que tenga bien entregar al señor Gastón Dognac.
The pony of Gaston Dognac getting the trophy. Gaston. Gaston Dognac receiving the Best Playing Pony Award for the Open again this year, as he did last year in '81. Still lots of hardware down there on the table.
Para entregar el premio instituido por el diario Clarín. Vamos a pedir al señor comandante de remonte y veterinaria, Coronel Pedone, que entregue el trofeo correspondiente al equipo ganador, a su capitán, el señor Francisco Dognac.
Okay, and the best playing player of the tournament, Frankie Dognac.
También una medalla donada por el mismo diario a cada uno de los integrantes del equipo campeón. Guillermo Gracida, y también para el suplente, el señor Juan José Alberdi, que le
Best groom of the tournament going to Alfredo Harriet's groom, Pachula, winning the award for the best groom in the Open. Scoring the most goals in the Open. Trophies being awarded. The 1982 Argentina Polo Association Open going to Santana. Santana with a victory over Colonel Suarez, 16-13. The team, Cacho Merlos, Gaston Dorniac, Memo Gracita, and Frankie Dorniac, the 1982 winners of the Argentine Polo Association Open Tournament. Fini.